The SHEP approach, which was developed in Kenya in 2006, is an agricultural extension method to transform farmers' mindset from grow and sell to grow to sell. The SHEP approach promotes market-oriented production and improves sales methods to raise farmers' incomes. It is attracting global attention as an innovative agricultural extension service and has now spread to about 50 countries. This video features voices from the field to introduce various initiatives around the world that use the SHEP approach. Economics and psychology are the two pillars that serve as the backbone of the SHEP concept. One of them is asymmetry of information. In economics, this refers to the existence of an information gap among market actors. When there's information asymmetry between sellers and buyers, the economy becomes less efficient and both parties are disadvantaged. The SHEP approach aims to promote farming as a business in a sustainable manner by incorporating activities that mitigate information asymmetry. The other pillar which supports the SHEP concept is the self-determination theory. It is the theory in psychology that when people are driven by interest, curiosity, etc., or can make decisions for themselves, quality motivation can be maintained. The SHEP approach frequently incorporates mechanisms that promote such autonomous motivation of the target farmers. In the SHEP approach, agricultural extension activities for farmers are implemented following a four-step sequence. In the past, agricultural development programs tended to focus on the transfer of cultivation techniques and knowledge. Farmers' motivation and changes in their awareness were not given due attention. As a result, there was a repeated cycle in which techniques were taught but were not adopted by farmers. Based on such experiences, the SHEP approach is designed to gradually increase farmers' motivation and enable them to engage autonomously in activities through the four steps. The first step is share goals with farmers. The concepts, aims, and the vision for achieving market-oriented agriculture under the SHEP approach are shared. This is done not only with farmers, but also with all the stakeholders responsible for agricultural extension. The second step is farmers' awareness is raised. This step creates opportunities for farmers to become aware of areas of improvement in their farming. This step is very important for motivating farmers to make changes and improvements. The third step is farmers make decisions. Based on the results of market surveys, farmers make their own decisions on which crops they will grow. They also prepare a crop calendar. It is an annual plan for harvesting quality and quantity that meets market needs and at a time when it can be sold at a higher price. The fourth step is farmers acquire skills. Farmers learn the skills required to grow crops that meet market needs. Because farmers can learn the skills they want to acquire, they are highly motivated, which results in raised adoption rates of recommended technologies. Designing extension activities in accordance with these four steps, which promote farming as a business while boosting farmers' motivation, leads to significant changes in the farmer's mindset and behaviors. Farmers achieve significant growth through the mitigation of asymmetric information and acquisition of opportunities to think, decide, and act on their own. They gradually change ways of agriculture to a proactive style of grow-to-sell farming. The SHEP approach recommends that while following the 4 steps, the concrete activities should be customized for different situations in each country. In the processes of the 4 steps, a husband and a wife are considered as a vital farm management unit and are recommended to cooperate in farm work and management and make important decisions together to improve productivity, profitability, and allocation of resources. Through such activities, mindsets and behavior of farmers also change considerably towards gender equality as well. Now, let's take a more detailed look at each of the steps. The first step is share goals with farmers. Under the SHEP approach, it is important to first share clearly with farmers the goals and visions of the activities. The farmer should be aware of where they are heading because it is the farmers themselves who take the initiative to conduct series of activities and realize farming as a business. This is why the sensitization workshop is carried out in the first step to familiarize farmers with the SHEP activities and their aims. They move on to the next step after reaching sufficient understanding and an agreement of all stakeholders. In regions where the SHEP approach is being newly introduced, it is also essential to brief those responsible for providing agricultural extension services before organizing a sensitization workshop for farmers.
In Zimbabwe, when we move on to the next target province for ZimSHEP project implementation, we start off with the provincial sensitization workshop. At this time, we invite the provincial heads, the provincial officers, and relevant developmental partners. We explain to them the vision and the goals of the ZimSHEP approach and why we intend to have the approach in their province. In this workshop, we share with them as well the vision and the goal of the ZimSHEP approach and why it's beneficial for the farmers to take it up as a sure way to improve their livelihood and incomes. In this way, we feel that the frontline extension staff will be on the same level as us in understanding the ZimSHEP approach objectives. This ensures autonomy, this ensures ownership of the project by the frontline extension officers. And they also understand that we just come in to backstop them on and give advice on issues that arise. We also take time to explain to them and give examples of irrigation schemes that have made it in Zimbabwe and across Africa using the ZimSHEP approach. The farmers, after explanation, they light up on their faces. They feel they want to rear on and go on and start the ZimSHEP approach in their irrigation schemes. We also take time to explain to them that it's purely a technical cooperation project and they are meant to improve their managerial skills. We also explain to them that it is a 100% participatory project and we expect them to do knowledge co-creation together as a group. In this way, the farmers, they feel that the project belongs to them and they feel they want to improve together as an irrigation scheme.
Farmers who have participated in the sensitization workshop seem to have started to think of farming as a business.
When I got there and they introduced the program to us, and I started to know, okay, they came to teach us farming as a business. I started to know that before I plant my crops in the field, I have to find the market first so that I know where am I going to sell my produce, who is going to buy my produce. Rather than just big ones, I just used to grow crops without finding any market and just randomly. But now from this sensitization, I learned that I have to find market first so that I know where to sell my crops.
The awareness of the extension staff also seems to have changed after the sensitization workshops.
I'm happy with the introduction of the SHEP approach. We had a sensitization meeting last year. I've been assisting farmers all along with the production of different crops, but with this SHEP approach it's different. I was very much enlightened. It bridged the gap whereby farmers were growing all along but were not realizing profits. Why? Because they had no market in place for them to market their crops. Now with this, the introduction of this grow to sell concept, farmers are now adopting, and I'm encouraging them, and I've learned something, and I'm learning something from this program of SHEP Approach. Now they are ready to implement, adopt, and realize profits and increase their livelihoods.
Various video materials are utilized in the sensitization workshops. In cases where the literacy rate is low, the workshop uses illustrated kamishibai to make the contents easier for everyone to understand. Farmers who listen to explanations while looking at illustrations seem to better understand the SHEP approach. The first workshop used illustrated kamishibai to better bring a message across to the farmers. Extension staff showed a variety of images, such as farmers plowing fields, preparing for harvest, conducting market surveys, and having difficulties in the market. Kamishibai is also easy for extension staff to use. Tools such as kamishibai were a great help to the extension staff. We gave explanations while using simple photos or drawing sketches, speaking, and using body language. We showed a photo and asked, "What do you think this is?" Then the farmers gave various opinions about it, and this was linked to a subsequent activity. It is not easy to explain a totally new concept to someone. Explaining what SHEP is all about is not easy either. But the kamishibai enabled us to give clear explanations to farmers about the meaning of each step in the SHEP approach.
Ça nous a permis, avec des images illustrées très explicites, d'expliquer aux producteurs quelles sont les différentes étapes du SHEP.
The second step is farmers' awareness is raised. The aim here is to make farmers aware of the challenges and opportunities in their farm management. Participatory baseline surveys, stakeholder forums, market surveys, and gender awareness and family budgeting training is conducted in this step. These activities that create opportunities for the farmers to raise awareness is the most important element of the SHEP approach. Extension staff facilitate the participatory baseline survey on farm management. Farmers review their farming and sales situations and fill out the form with data on yield, sales, and costs. Through this exercise, farmers realize the issues related to their farm management and the importance of keeping records.
We realize that whatever you need to do, you have to do it timelessly. You see, you have to know at this particular time of the crop program, I have to come in with this, and I have to make a record. I have to calculate all the expenditures which I'm going to involve in this crop production, recording how much have I put down on this particular crop, and at the end of the exercise, after selling, I should be able to calculate how much have I used on the crop and how much have I got from the crop. And by comparing that, you can actually know that am I farming with profit or am I farming with loss. So that is very important in farming, to calculate whatever you do. And if you have calculated whatever you are going to do, you actually determine, is this profit making or loss making? And no one will go for loss making crops. You definitely have to go for profit making crops.
En realidad, a lo último de la...
Up until now, when the peach harvest was finished, I calculated costs for labor, pesticides, and transportation, and profit after selling the crops to a middleman. Since receiving SHEP training, I have realized I can sell at a higher price if I harvest early, say in July, August, and September. So I decided to make plans in advance, keep work and sales records, and review them continuously. Extension staff also saw the changes in farmers as a result of baseline surveys.
The baseline farming was very fine. Our farmers learned a lot, mostly on record keeping and on production. Then they learned that we should make records, we should record everything. They learned on costing of labor, that with their own labor they were not costing, so they were underestimating their cost of production. So they learned a lot.
In market surveys, farmers visit the markets, interview buyers, and collect information, not just about prices, but also about desired qualities and quantities, price fluctuations, and top-selling items. Through these activities, farmers learn that prices vary depending on crop varieties, sizes, and the timing of shipments, and that the desired volume and frequency of shipments vary depending on the buyer. In this way, the farmers can understand what they need to do to meet market needs, such as demanded crops, varieties, volumes, and timing of shipments. An officer of the Ministry of Agriculture says that the most important point of the SHEP approach is the market survey conducted by farmers. Market surveys clarify market potential and are an important step in motivating farmers. After conducting market surveys, farmers become aware of small actions they can take to improve farm management. They are also able to grasp opportunities for market expansion and find customers. Extension staff play a vital role in the success of market surveys. They help farmers gather information during the market surveys and facilitate them to identify issues to respond to market needs. The important thing is that the farmers visit the market in person and gather necessary information by themselves. Farmers' mindset has changed significantly by getting to know what the market wants. Through the SHEP approach, we learned the importance of going to the market and exchanging information with middlemen before we grow the crops. Various crops are sold at the markets, including tomatoes, cabbages, cucumbers, chilies, and onions. We discovered that we could sell onions for a better price than we had thought, and that this was an opportunity. That's why we immediately started growing onions. There are also farmers who found new buyers through a market survey.
Dem nañ ci marché yu bari
We conducted surveys at several markets. This enabled us to understand the breakdown of income and costs, and we no longer suffered loss of profits. Now, after the harvest, we sometimes sell to pre-arranged buyers, while some come to buy from us. We've been able to increase our contacts with buyers and markets. This means we can sell without going through middlemen, and we are increasing our profits. An officer of the Ministry of Agriculture said that market surveys have helped farmers develop motivation and independence. Farmers' motivation is further increased by collecting information from the market and engaging directly with market actors. For example, farmers were selling a crop to a local market in 50-kilogram bags for 3,000 francs. But after conducting a market survey, they sold the same produce for 6,000 francs. Then, during periods of very high demand, they were able to sell it for 10,000 francs. I think that through these market surveys, farmers gain a new vision about their own activities, which is to engage in farming as a business. What supported this vision is the farmers' belief, confidence, and the information farmers gathered through this process. The most important accomplishment is behavioral change, in other words, changing to a method of responding to market needs. What kind of information do farmers gather from market actors when they do market surveys?
He tells us there is a season of that spider plant. The time of the spider plant, the price is shooting up, and there is some is lowering down because of the rain season and the shandy season. So that we have got some knowledge there, how we can plan and how we can sell our product, and we get more benefits or more benefit from that.
I learned some valuable things through market surveys. I found many things, including how to sell the beans that I had grown. Talking to traders, I researched who would buy my produce for higher prices, and I started to carefully choose buyers for my produce. I was also able to find a market for selling my corn. They buy it at a better price than I received from middlemen, so I decided to sell directly to a central market. Let's take a look at how a market survey is conducted. Which crops sell well? Spider plant. Customers like this one, and the one I'm holding. Both sell out quickly. Do they have several names for the variety? I don't know the names. If you had told me that you were coming, I could have found out the names. So you identified their varieties by the place of production? What I know is the one from the western, Nandi, and from Uganda. Customers like the one from Uganda and the western. We produce the variety of bananas you are selling. How much volume can you take as a buyer? We can buy for 1 lorry. We go to farms and buy bananas unripe as a bunch. We cut bananas out of the stem into some smaller hands and leave them to ripen. As you see, this is what I've cut. After ripening, we can also sell the bananas to other wholesalers. Is the price of this onion high at this moment? When onions from Tanzania have not arrived, the price of this onion is high. If we produce more, would the trader buy more? Yes, of course. They will buy more. Among the farmers who practice the SHEP approach are those who achieve even better results by working as a group to meet the needs of markets. By participating in market surveys, Some farmers say they are now able to obtain first-hand knowledge of what the market wants.
The
heart of the SHEP approach is market survey. If you go to a market and collect information on which items are more demanded, you can change the ways of your production. Market surveys can tell you what the market wants. I make more profits by selling leafy vegetables at a better price during off-season. There are not many competitors who come up with the same idea like mine. An officer said, market surveys give farmers confidence and develop their ability to take action.
Through the market survey, the farmers are able to understand how the markets operate, the new information from the market. These steps help the farmers to actually make critical decisions, and they are able to understand the potential of the horticulture sector and create a business mind. It is the basis of empowerment for the farmers because now they are able to actually make decisions by themselves.
Some countries organize tours to visit successful farmers to raise farmers' awareness. Farmers in Palestine were stimulated seeing how the SHEP approach had been applied to livestock farming and hearing experiences of progressive farmers. The tour encouraged the farmers to work more actively in the livestock business and also provided an opportunity for them to become aware of their own challenges. I used the knowledge I had gained to reduce the cost of feed to 2/3 of what I previously paid. That amounted to a cost reduction of about 1,800 shekels per month. I learned about the amount of feed to give according to the sheep's growth cycle, which enabled me to reduce feed costs. An officer says that visiting progressive farmers is fruitful for motivating target farmers. We visited progressive farmers who had succeeded through various awareness-raising opportunities and by conducting market surveys. We conducted interviews to ask what the most useful information they collected through such activities was. Through this conversation, we were able to highlight issues and then help farmer groups create crop plans.
وبناء على هاي المشاكل قمنا بعمل خطة عمل لكل جمعية من الجمعيات.
A stakeholder forum is an opportunity where farmer groups meet various actors in the agricultural industry. Participants include sellers of seed, fertilizer, agrochemicals, and farming equipment, in addition to middlemen, food processors, and financial institutions that give loans to farmers. Networking and information exchange is carried out with the view to promote future businesses. Mutual needs are met by bringing farmers and financial institutions together.
About the business forum, which we are having today, which we have partnered with the various stakeholders, as well as the officers from the ministry. It is a very nourishing experience for the farmers. Actually, it is the first time we have had a stakeholder-based forum, whereby we have been given enough time to interact with the farmers, so that they can share their experiences, the challenges, so that us as financial institution, where we can come in to support them to succeed in farming, and especially in horticulture farming.
From today's seminar, I learned a lot. We've been putting our money into table banking. Today, I learned that we can put money in a bank account. If possible, we'd like to have the same opportunity in the future again. There seem to have been new discoveries in cultivation techniques as well.
We'll be training them how maybe the proper use of the pesticides, how to manage their horticulture items. We say like the vegetables, the skumas, how to manage them from the nursery up to the harvest time. About the pesticides, how they use them, because we have come to understand that most of them don't know how to use the pesticides.
I had a red spider mite problem, so coming here was a big success. I learned about agrochemicals that can prevent spider mites. We're very grateful of what we learned today. Our group members will improve many growing techniques from now. Opportunities to meet market actors are also bringing about changes for female farmers. Through matching with market actors and market surveys, we had the opportunity to meet representatives of major local supermarket chains. As a result, our female farmer group will be selling vegetables and processed products directly to them, starting from the next harvest season.
رخيصة جدا، بس الحمد لله رب العالمين تمكنا إن نشبك معاهم عم خلل الفكوس على منتج الفكوس، وإن شاء الله المشروع يظل باستمرار ويكون ناجح.
In the past, we were hardly ever able to harvest high-profit, quality fruit. Through participation in these activities, however, we obtained useful information from progressive farmers, and this led to an increase in our grape production. Compared to the past, we are now shipping 20 times more grapes than before.
We have seen in the past where farmers have been able to do the farm list forum to meet different stakeholders. They have been able to create a relationship and linkages where, for example, groups of farmers went and bought quality inputs like seeds, they established crops, and they were able now to have quality produce which was demanded in the market.
The third step is farmers make decisions. Based on the awareness of the challenges and opportunities from step 2, farmers select crops to produce and create crop plans to meet market needs. This enables them to grow the produce that they strategically selected. It also helps them ship the produce in a timely manner to the intended target buyers. In many cases, crop calendars are created by farmer groups. However, there are also cases in which calendars are created by individuals as well. Various agricultural methods are used in Palestine, so we are offering support to farmers for creating individual and group crop plans separately. A crop calendar is created in order to plan how to produce crops effectively. The crop calendar includes plans for cultivation, marketing, and group operation. There are also cases in which many illustrations are used instead of text in a crop calendar. This is especially the case in countries with low literacy rates, making it easier for extension staff to teach farmers how to prepare a crop calendar.
This picture use crop calendar is important for our DS, our farmers, also for our government. From the first view, it's important for our DS because there are so many information in this crop calendar. When we see the middle part is important for our farmers because most of our farmers is not writing and reading, especially the women farmers. They are not writing. they are not reading. So when they prepare this crop calendar, they discuss with males. So it's important to participate our females. So in the middle part, there are so many information which used for male farmer or female farmer, because the project participates the both female and the male. So it's important also for our females.
The final step is farmers acquire skills. In this step, Extension staff provide farmers with technical guidance for growing the crops that farmers have selected. Since the previous steps have raised farmers' motivation for engaging in farm management, they are now willing to learn the techniques they need. Therefore, the adoption rate of recommended technologies becomes high. An officer who has been providing extension services for many years said that he has witnessed that the adoption of even simple technologies can make a difference.
They're using some techniques in storage, for example, for potato. That increases the shelf life of the commodity, and therefore it's able to achieve higher prices from the market, because they can keep in storage for a longer time and they're able to coincide selling with the time when prices are high on the market. So in short, farmers are really adopting these techniques. There's an example, of course, in tomato. Farmers just used to plant anyhow. Now they are staking, and then the quality of tomato is also very good because of those simple techniques that they are using.
Let's take a look at how technical training is carried out. All right, now we want to teach two things which need to be done for our tomatoes. The first thing is staking for tomatoes. Let's use some sticks to stake our tomatoes. After placing the sticks for support, let's remove the side buds from our tomato plants. Those we are able to see, let's remove them. Are we done? Mister, remove the side shoots down there. Do you see them? Yes. Now it is the time to teach one another how to tie our tomatoes to the stakes. To tie our tomatoes, we use small strings, like the one I have in my hands. Come close to the tomato plant and tie the tomato plant in the stake with the string, making a figure 8 between the stake and the plant. Hope we all know what a figure 8 is. Yes. Let us make sure that the stake is placed securely in the ground. This is to make sure that a strong wind will not easily knock down the stake and the tomato plant. Have we understood? So let us all continue tying our tomatoes. And don't forget to make a figure 8 shape when tying. Allow the tomatoes to have enough space to move with the breeze, rather than tying it too tightly so that it can't move. Farmers who have undergone the training seem very satisfied. We were tilling the land and planting somehow without any proper procedure. But after joining the SHEP activities, we were taught how to prepare a good nursery for raising good seedlings. We were also advised good nursery practices, like plowing, leveling, making rows 10 centimeters apart, and sowing with 2 centimeters between the seeds.
Pamene kumbuyo timango chitapo mopanda dongosolo zimene timangonjezitsa mbewu pamzimodzi sizimatha kumera bwino.
Through such processes, farmers and extension staff start seeing each other as valuable partners.
There's been now building of trust, even between extension workers and the farmers, even between farmers and traders, that building of relations that benefits all of them, especially between the traders and the farmers. But also they have a feeling that they are working together with the extension worker. The extension worker is assisting them to solve their own problems, to follow their own path.
Some farmers take up the challenge of growing new crops. As you can see here, the farmer has introduced new crops. Previously, the farmer only grew traditional crops, but through the SHEP project, he took up the challenge of growing new crops. He started growing purple cabbage, broccoli, and spring cucumber to meet market needs, and this has led to a profit increase.
The nature of the SHEP approach itself is aimed at motivating farmers to carry out different kinds of activities. So even for the adoption of the production techniques, the farmers, remember, have already made their own choice of what crops they are going to grow based on their interaction from the market. And therefore, they are already motivated to grow those kind of crops, and they are willing to learn anything that will assist them in improving productivity of those crops.
As a result of changing from the traditional grow and sell method to the grow to sell method, nearly all farmers have made significant improvements in their incomes. The SHEP approach boosts the motivation of farmers and helps them make efforts to achieve farming as a business. Whatever we produce, we need the SHEP approach, with grow to sell being the major slogan. For that, we do market surveys and cost-benefit analysis of production. Now, before starting production, I make it a rule to seek the possible sales channels to better position my produce at the right place, time, and price. The SHEP approach is a very necessary first step for producers. This means that before starting your production, you must know first which enterprise you will undertake, for which channel and clients. Is your business profitable or not? Secondly, you have to know the cost to spend and the profits to earn from your business, and whether or not your business will bring you benefits, and whether your produce will meet the market demand. Those are crucial. My conclusion is that the SHEP approach allows you to define all those parameters through a deep understanding of the market before launching your farming business. Based on the training I received, I can clearly say that the SHEP approach is indispensable for my business. I acquired the things that I had never had in my life before, both in terms of my competence and materials. I now possess a tractor, and there is electricity in my house.
Le projet
It isn't just about making a profit, but is also about farmers earning a continuous, stable income by being motivated in their approach to farming. This is because they know if they grow a crop, they will always be able to sell it at a good price. By instilling an awareness of gender equality, the SHEP approach has led to women gaining confidence. It seems to be bringing change to gender and power relations and contributing to the happiness of families. I realized the importance of external information. I got information on the market, new crop varieties, and new cultivation techniques. I applied them to my farming. In Palestine, there are few opportunities for women to obtain information from outside, but I think that by utilizing external information, Palestinian women can play a more active role in agriculture. I'm very thankful that a SHEP project came in. We've been taught to always work together as a family unit, not only at farming but also at home, in housework and child raising. Also, we learned the correct way to make fertilizer. My husband and I always farm together. We sit down together and discuss the profits we have made and utilize them effectively. It has helped make our family happy at all times. Through the SHEP approach, farmers are using information that they collected to engage proactively in farming as a business. It not only helps improve incomes, but also helps farmers feel a sense of fulfillment through agriculture. They enjoy a better livelihood, as well as better family relationships. JICA will continue to collaborate with various partners in the field of agriculture and contribute to the empowerment of smallholder farmers by converting them from subsistence farming to market-oriented farming.